What's going on, YouTube? This is Sports Gaming 1, and we're back with more of our running back rankings on NCAA Football 19, which of course is NCAA Football 14. These are just the updated rosters that we are working on for the 2017 season. And yeah, I did the SEC yesterday. Now we're going to do the Big Ten, and we also have our Big Ten running back rankings over on the SG1 Sports channel, which is how I have the quarterback or the running back units ranked in the Big Ten. So I'll put a link to that down in the description of this one if you want to go check it out if you missed that video. So again, here we go in the Big Ten, and we start with Illinois, and you see Mike Epstein in 85, and then Rayvon Bonner in 73. Bonner actually got more carries last season, but Epstein had a far better yard per carry average, so he does have a much better rating. You can see he has better speed as well. So again, these are all based off of stats, and that's how I calculate these ratings, except for the speed. That is based off of their 40 time, as best as I can find. You know, usually I'll find a couple of different ones out there, and I'll just average them out because they can be totally different sometimes. But that's what I'm hoping to get help from you guys on here in the future as we kind of start getting these rosters more finalized. Now we go to Indiana. You see Morgan Ellison in 84, Cole Jest in 84 as well. So two 84s there for Indiana. We really haven't seen, you know, in the SEC we saw almost every team had a running back like around 90 and another one 85 plus. I mean, it seemed like almost every team in the SEC had two really good running backs. And that's just not what we're seeing here so far in the Big Ten. And that continues here with Iowa. Torrin Young only an 80. Kelly Martin an 80 as well. So again, just not seeing the same type of running backs that we see in the SEC. Now they do have a couple of really good ones here in the Big Ten, and we'll get to them in just a minute. Let's see, next is probably going to be Maryland. Yeah, Maryland. There you go. There's a good one. Ty Johnson, a 93 overall, has a very good yards per carry average. We also did Lorenzo Harrison. He's an 87. So that looks more like, you know, what we saw in the SEC with their running backs. And again, this is all based on stats. There's no bias here. I don't use any kind of personal judgment or anything like that. Totally based off of stats. I have a formula that I use. So to get this, you know, to try to get these players to play on the game like they play in real life. And that's kind of the goal here. We continue on with Michigan. And you see Karan Higdon at 92. But how about Chris Evans, 91? You're looking at two running backs over 90 for this Michigan team. A team that, you know, what was... Oh, let me clear this up. Some people had mentioned this. With Shea Patterson, seeing him as a 79. I have not done him yet. I have not done his rating because I was waiting to see if he's going to be cleared. Because, again, I'm mostly just trying to get the starters done. You know, I may get to do more players, but I'm trying to get the starters done so that we can at least do our season. Because, you know, for a single season, you don't really need the backups. I'll probably turn the injuries off. So that's kind of what we're focusing on, trying to get the starters done. Now we go to Michigan State. There is L.J. Scott, a 90 overall. Very solid running back. And Madre London, an 80. So you have two pretty good guys there at Michigan State. And now we're starting to see some of these running backs look a little better. There is Rodney Smith at Minnesota, an 85. We also did Shannon Brooks, an 83. So that's pretty good there. Minnesota's got a couple of good running backs. Next would be Nebraska, and you see Trey Bryant, an 89 overall. And we also have Michael Wilbon, an 88. And I think I used, you know, what's his name? Ozigbo, I think. He actually, I think, led this team in carries last season. We don't even have him on here. I used him on the running back rankings. Should have used Trey Bryant. He was injured last season, so that's why, you know, he doesn't have really the numbers. But still, when he did play, we have numbers to go off of and his past career. So he came out pretty good, 89 overall. Let's go ahead and who is next? I'm trying to think alphabetically. How about Northwestern? Jeremy Larkin, an 86 overall. How about that speed, 92? But how about John Moten, a 94 speed? So they got a couple of speedsters in the backfield there for Northwestern. Of course, they lose Jackson, one of the better running backs really in Big Ten history. So it's nice to have a couple of guys that they can hopefully rely on and hopefully get Clayton Thorson back healthy. Northwestern, I'm telling you, could be a dangerous offense next season. And here, how about this one? Ohio State, it just doesn't get much better than this. J.K. Dobbins, 95. Mike Weber Jr., a 94. And again, I didn't do any of these other guys yet. I haven't done any backups. I've done 2 running backs per team. Some teams I may only have done 1 running back because there wasn't another guy that played, that didn't have any stats to use. So I'll have to go back and use a different formula for those guys. But again, you see Ohio State, 95 and 94. Really good running backs here for them. So what separates these guys? And you can tell me if you think this is right. Again, this is all based off of it's based off of stats and also weight. So a heavier running back is going to be better at breaking tackles. A lighter running back is going to have more agility. So that does factor into it a little bit. So both guys have 75 strength. You see the agility. Dobbins 90, Weber 87. Acceleration 98 for Weber, 97 for Dobbins. Awareness is based off of what year they are mostly. There's the breaking tackles. You see Dobbins a little bit better than Weber. I think that's pretty accurate. Weber a little bit better at trucking. Again, Dobbins a little more elusive. Vision, Dobbins a little better. Stiff arm, both okay. Spin move, juke move. Carrying, Dobbins 96, Weber 92. Catching, they're both near 80. And again, you can see both guys really good. And that's just kind of breaking down what I know some of you want to see all of the attributes for every player, and that's just not something I'm going to spend the time doing. But I will have these rosters available for download at some point. And again, this is on PS3, so if you don't have PS3, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do for you. But if you do have a PS3, you'll be able to download these, and you can check them out for yourself. So who's next? Penn State? Yeah, Penn State would be next. You see Miles Sanders at 92 overall. I think he's going to be really solid for them. And I don't think I did Robinson or Allen. I don't think they had enough carries to really I don't know. I can't remember, honestly, if I did either one of them. I don't think I did because I don't think I did. So just Sanders here. We'll have to go back and do them at a later time. How about Purdue? Markel Jones at 90 overall and DJ Knox Jr. at 87. And again, to calculate the overall rating, the game is really high on speed. It's what affects running backs the most. So a speedier running back is going to have a higher overall than, say, a power running back. So that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be better on the game and they're going to put up better numbers. It just means, that's just how the game calculates it. And again, speed is their number one factor when it comes to running backs. So again, Purdue, very solid there at running back. We go to Rutgers, and we have Raheem Blackshear, a 79 overall. I think I don't think we did Snead. I think we just did Blackshear. Again, 79 overall. And I will go back, and if I did only one player on the team, I will go back and do 2 at some point, because on the game you're going to see 2 running backs throughout a game because they do rotate some with fatigue and all of that. Let's continue. I think that's it, except for Wisconsin. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. What does Jonathan Taylor come out? We know he's one of the best in the Big Ten. Let's go now. There he is, Wisconsin. Jonathan Taylor, a 96 overall. I believe that's going to be your highest rated running back. Dobbins was 95. Weber was 94. So how about that? 2 guys, the second and third best running backs, both on the same team, based off of stats and based off of our ratings. Again, you see Jonathan Taylor, 96. And since he's the best running back in the Big Ten, I will go ahead and show you his attributes. Speed, 93. Strength, 78. Agility, 92. Acceleration, 98. Awareness, 80. Breaking tackles, 88. Trucking, 83. Elusiveness, 90. Ball carrier vision, 95. Stiff arm, 78. Spin moves, 83. Juke move, 83. Carrying rating, 95. And his catching rating is a 70. So again, you can see he's going to be really good on this game, and he's really good in real life. So hopefully it'll play out about right. And then I think I also did Bradrick Shaw, only a 79 overall. His yard per carry average is not very good. It's below 4. I think the way I did these ratings, if you average 4 yards per carry, your rating is normally going to come out around an 80. Obviously, again, a speedier guy is going to be higher. But if you're under 4, you're going to be down in the 70s. So you see that with Shaw, a 79 overall. So that is it for the Big Ten. Again, you can check out our running back rankings over on the SG1 Sports channel. I'll put a link to that down in the description below. That's going to do it for today. Tomorrow, we'll look at the ACC running backs. So make sure you come back and check that out and subscribe to the channel, because I promise you, you are going to enjoy what we have for you in just a couple of months when we do our own college football season here on the game, and you guys are going to have a chance to get involved, vote on the top 25, the playoff rankings, the Heisman, all of that. So make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more here on the Sports Gaming 1 YouTube channel.